gentlemen, welcome to the Rendez-Vous. It is chapter 13, or episode 13. It's more importantly the Christmas special. It's ho ho ho, it's the grand final, and we decided to put the fanboy into one of the teams under this one. It's a shame there is tears and coal, but unfortunately not in the right direction.
We're starting off right away with a good goal. Right away off with the Santa Claus vibe out of Danny. Our own old man. Doesn't have the white beard just yet, but he is bringing you into the good vibes. I hope you're all ready for the finals. One more demo, one more pass into the middle, and one more goal.
And just like that there, we can get the sparklers ready. It could be a New Year's celebration as well. And RLCS meant to be coming soon. DAVOOF trying to be ready, but we're ready for a banger.
Now we can breathe. We can breathe in, breathe out. We can slow it down again, Danny, because we entered this with a lot of hype. And it's a lot of hype. It's Hanover in blue. It's a Spartan W in the orange. And the big thing here is we have 2/3 of the complexity roster right now, Danny. 2/3 of NA players on EU servers.
Get them out.
Get them back to the NA servers, I would say. But maybe a bit of bias then coming out. You called me a fanboy. I just call it the EU bias. Of course, going in for our own players in Scream, DAVOOF, and PZY. I gotta be a bit of a fan there, right?
Well, you can be, but there's an underlining tone there of a man that is romantically in love with his former student, shall we say.
I wouldn't say romantically, just a big fanboy of people who are able to play well. DAVOOF down to PZY, shot a bit too wide, Dying didn't commit to it, but the ball is just awkward right now. DORITO getting it to the side. CRR looking for that ceiling, looking for the mechanical play. We saw it in the last match. They are able to pull off some crazy stunts.
DAVOOF is trying to get cray-cray, as the kids would say, but unfortunately very little to actually activate in terms of the play.
Good pass straight away, but Dying blocks it off onto the side into hands. PZY banging forward. DORITO, that's the wrong way. You're putting the ball in front of your own net. Maybe a bit dangerous, especially dangerous when Scream takes a straight-up shot. But PZY slows it down with the ceiling touch. Can't get the second one because DORITO just a bit too quick.
Too quick? Against a Spanish roster, that's not possible, surely.
Yeah, indeed. A full Spanish roster. Speed has not left them, even though they've left to NA to play RLCS, as DAVOOF with the slow play says that speed is not all, just slows it straight up down, and something Scream is good at as well, but it's 50-50 going the wrong way. PZY taking it back up to his own corner. From the backcourt, forward once again. DAVOOF not helping, because PZY tries to do it all alone.
Nice little play. You wanted alone at CRL. After this one, it will be a save. Tip to the side, DORITO trying at least something here. Not, of course, working same grain of pressure being built upon here, but no eruption yet.
And it must be such a different game plan right now for Hanover, because you go from a very more slow, methodical play style in Kachauda to speed, and quick follow-ups and pre-jumps out of the Spartan side.
You leave Jack out of this. Speed was a wonderful player, but unfortunately it's far too much speed being mentioned, and that one there being left over, that should be going too wide, far from it. Dying, living Braille.
Then he may need to check up on his eyesight if he calls that one a bit too wide, because it was slotted right into the middle, Danny.
I do need new glasses.
And he was hits with the new haircut.
Trying to be trendy, it's not working.
Hip among the youngsters. Well, the young age here on this field is this man right there, Dying, and he gets a straight-up shot, making it a 3-1.
It is simply a kickoff goal, nothing special. And again, when you look at the side of DAVOOF and Scream, they are, by most standards, at least in my opinion, Spooks will disagree, not up to the standard. Not in terms of quality to outpace the likes of DORITO and CR, but it will be the big man here who's trying to get something going.
I do think the game plan would be to not try and outspeed Spartan, because it's near impossible to outspeed Spanish players, because there tend to be some of the quickest players around on the rocket field. It's the best to just take your time, take the control, slow it back down, go for the 50, and maybe get a good follow-up, but this time around DORITO to the side for another touch. Gets sends it forward, but it's a bit of a giveaway. Can't get a second touch, does get the demo.
CRR, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. He is doing very well here, but the delivery not so ideal here. But the post, still of course, it could be delivered well enough here. It will be a see-through ball here, but a demo removes it. He didn't have that one in his vision.
This is not the touch he probably would have wanted. Dive with the 50 into the hands of Scream, but Scream just barely misses it. Couldn't get a touch onto it, but does get a touch onto this one. Looking for a flip reset once again, gets pumped. DORITO, you're once again going the wrong way. DORITO is flirting a bit too much with passing the ball back to his own net.
Well, maybe it's a snow globe shaking enough times, and there will be a storm brewing here, and the Spanish wave still continuing here as the DAVOOF trying to give a gust downfield here. Bacon had his gusto. Fortunately, he's left the building here. The Italian still trying, of course.
I would assume Danny probably still has nightmares of players passing it back into their own nets. Of course, I'm in the United fan. You have to have those fears. On the other end, we are playing against Spanish players, so they are probably more used to the prime bars than Real Madrid, so they know what passing is like. And the DAVOOF trying to pass this one forward. There's Scream with the one-touch CRR, the save on the goal line.
Well, Spooks here is tormenting myself here. That ball gets moved away here. Unlike all these players, I've actually helped the Champions League trophy.
Cream dropping it down, and that is game number 1 for S Spartan. Unexpected? No, it was a quick match, and it's those types of things that you don't want to see for Hanover Esports. You don't want it to go too quick. You don't want it to go too speedy, because that just is gonna work against you. Like I said before the match.
Yes, and when you can't have speed, you have to have another element to the game. You said the 50 in the follow-up. There was one clean opportunity, and unfortunately a player just whizzed on by here. If they had my mobility scooter, they would have been perfectly on time for the ball, but that didn't happen.
Well, maybe Hanover needs to bring out the walking cane to hit away as Spartan like they did in previous matches. Get a bit of those demos, get a bit of those bumps. Just make it annoying to play against you. Force the enemy to be in an awkward situation.
To be annoying in an awkward situation, I would say that's a Friday night with me.
Well, this Thursday night has been going awful as well, Danny. Thank you.
That's all right. We'll be doing the same thing potentially, of course, at the start of the new year. The 4th of January is the last of the Rendez-Vous, who will be there in that particular grand final.
DAVOOF gets the ball to the middle. There's Scream with the follow-up, but it's again banged away. Maybe a bit too much off the speed getting behind it. PZY can't get it dropping down straight down. It's CRR with the one touch into the hands of DORITO with the second touch, following it up on the sub to end, and just can't get the ball to the middle. CRR following it up, dying, not there. The move into the air, and you can tell right away from the get-go, the speed of this game is going to be high again.
That's really much not what you were hoping, but that's a fabulous pass defensively. It will do for now here. It's dying, has options. Oh, what a touch. This could be good. That's excellent.
Excellent, beautiful. It's shining for right away. Dying, showing that even without the speed, this man can be quick.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah,
And
grab your breath.
I need an oxygen tank, never mind that.
Well, there's no oxygen. They are still in NA, I believe, at the booth. Trying to clear some space. This time around, the second touch was dangerous. PZY not getting the 50 against CRR. Does Cream onto the backboard once again. PZY's there to help out, but look who's there. It's CRR.
Good time. Third touch not doing well enough here. Screaming, dying. It should be a block here, not ideal here, but an ideal passing option here. But DAVOOF goes alone in the middle here, shepherding the ball here. Sideward glance, it's obvious. It looks so obvious, and it's DAVOOF. No.
They've not working out. CRR with a little bit of boost, but not a lot. Can't get a flip reset into it. PZY wants to slow it down. The smart play to do right now, but DORITO doesn't care what you want to do. The pass into the middle was great, but maybe the follow-up a bit too close. Scream, good touch forward once again into the hands of DORITO, who takes it slow. That's something new, that's something dangerous, but ego challenge right away.
Well, the man that we've been talking about getting the clear here. Scream likewise. DORITO, it's been almost ping pong here, the family event here as the Christmas build up They're playing, unfortunately, the standard party pieces here, but we want something special. We would want something to scream about here, but he backs away.
I couldn't be quick enough, but still gets the ball forward. One touch into the middle, straight on down. DAVOOF is there, but so is the save. CRR, the defensive wondermind.
There might be a few brain cells being rummaging around here as the hamster went off the wheel here. It will be DAVOOF. Soft touch across middle. Nobody waiting and ready and raring to go. But another idea here. Back it goes. And it will be one player in particular to recycle it all again.
A bit of offensive pressure right now from Hanover. Can they keep this up? They are stealing the boost non-stop. The scream now. Flip reset. One touch, but lost control. DAVOOF not going for it, but maybe he should have. He eventually does. That's fun coming out from Scream.
And sometimes you just need to squash the vineyard, and it will be a vintage-like goal. And it will be DAVOOF to get it back in to clarity. One apiece, 2 minutes left, and it will be requiring goal number 2 if they want to tie the series up here.
But you could tell that the goal was happening right there. The offense was non-stop staying forward. Their boost steals were getting onto them. It was just a good bit of offensive pressure, non-stop through Scream this time around to clear into no man's land.
Sometimes, you know, when you have that moment where it just drops into a bit of space, you just hope somebody is going to take control. Somebody to take control, and denied at the line once again.
DAVOOF to the corner, still has to be careful. It's CRR looking for 1-2, but can't do it by himself. He did try though, he got it past through.
Maybe the third would be even better here. CR, 1 touch, 2 touch, no, he will be unfortunately removed, and it will be a pass in the middle of the pitch here. DORITO beaten, it will be DAVOOF's side. One little play into the middle. Surely somebody had to have a bit of presence into the box here. Hasn't been, and it will be rummaging around here.
The corners haven't been the friend of eSports, and they've been the best friend of this man right there. Scream, making it a 2-1. And once again from those corner plays, they are just the Achilles heel right now for a Spartan.
Ignis was only as good as his wings as well here. The keeper not able to flap into safety here, but we don't have a sponsorship. But if you had heard a certain tin of beverage here, you perhaps might have wings.
One getting touched but dying. Looking for one more. Flying high, goes Scream, gets 1 touch down low to the ground once again. Stacey, we don't go high, we stay low. We don't want to do anything special this time around. Maybe a 50 going his way, but tying still gets 1 more touch. Psy onto the air for a 2nd touch. Slows it down, but CRR, once again, the ego challenges from this team. They're lethal, but maybe a bit too much this time. This ball goes forward to Foo from the wall. Not on target.
DORITO beaten down. Bang! This is the first time the Spanish aren't playing with conviction with each other's touches here. Blocked it goes, and it will be 1 touch by the Italian, followed into the middle of 50 will do, and a bit of confusion here. Hectic to somewhat say here. Time is ticking though. Will the clock reach or the ball first?
You say confusion, I just say a friendly hug together as this ball back into the middle. 1 final chance, 1 final shot, maybe lying in wait, but the ball is dropped down too quickly. Hanover takes this game number 2. They've adapted, but it's not easy.
Yes, but in series like this here, we know far too well, Spooks, that adaptation is only a part of the game. It's evolution throughout the 7 games is what you required here. But you have to give credit here. I slightly called out Scream and DAVOOF maybe not being the best on the pitch here, but arguably the most influential here.
I think in matches like these, DAVOOF and Scream can shine as no before, because they're players that like to take it a bit more slow, like to take a bit more control. And in a match like this, where you know CRR, DORITO, and Dying are just gonna speed it up, they're getting more, they're starting to become more dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yes.
Wow.
Lethal, some would say.
Fortunately, it is not enough for a knockout blow, but it will certainly have 3 more rounds in that particular chamber here. Psy and DORITO, another 50. But maybe we might just see something a bit more than just lethal. toxic, poisonous to mix into this bubbling cauldron of the grand final.
Round 3, and it seems that Hanover is looking for the KO this time around. Want to finish it as quick as possible, want to cement themselves as the victors. Still have to go a bit more on Scream to the side. Straight down, sent to the hands of DORITO. Doesn't even alone, no goes for the 50 all by himself, but misses the ball, backflips away.
Sure, Scream, strong 50. Unfortunately, that's what you need with presence on when you're at the ropes here. Back it goes, and nobody willing to force it, nobody willing to even attack it. It's a bit of a head scratcher here. Are the Spanish side playing with a bit of fear in their game?
A bit of fear and maybe a bit of overconfidence, because a double come in, going for the same ball that neither of them could get to. And it means that this ball is just a tap in for DAVOOF.
First time, at least in living memory here, DAVOOF gets it, grabs it with both hands, says thank you very much here, and willing to take more than he probably should have, but he won't care about it. Still under the ledger of course, Hanover is dying. Up it goes, trying to remove any possible goal number 2 thoughts.
DAVOOF, you're going the wrong way. Please don't try and take a thing out of the book of DORITO. But it seems that both of the enemies missed the ball. Scream has a flick. Easy tap in for Scream.
I'm sorry, and I know this is a threes lobby, but surely with all the salt mines that Johnny Boy's been doing, surely the one's positioning would be flagging up in your mind and going, surely that's the wrong positioning.
Well, a 1v1 between Scream and Dying. I normally would put my money's worth on Dying, but Scream shows that he has the flick in him, that he can get past the defenders. CRR maybe showing that he's also a quite capable solo player, so this drop down from the ceiling.
Sometimes the roof just collapses above your head and the defence inside will feel a nasty bump into the morning, but the adrenaline should be still kicking in. They hold by 1, but mind you, the word hold is key.
Once again, the fake kickoff strategy coming out for a Spartan. They've been doing that quite a lot, even in the previous matches. They've been looking for that as well, but Dying from the ceiling, showing that it's just a thing this team is able to do. Sadly enough, no control this time around. Psy goes to the ceiling as well. Flip reset for himself. CRR saves the day.
Back in though, and DORITO will be smiling from cheek to cheek here on this one here. Blocked over, skipped, and DORITO versus DAVOOF. DAVOOF should get a touch, but not able to get the final connection here. Back it goes here in Hanover, playing with a bit of swagger, a bit of confidence that we haven't seen really before.
Maybe the music can start playing for them and they will be truly looking around like they're the kings of this town. But Scream showing his flip resets once again. He's been loving those in this series, been pulling them off non-stop through. And you can see the confusion it creates over on the Spartan side.
A king in a town, most people would go with mayor, but we might have royalty soon, as maybe a crown will be on the top of their head soon here as DORITO used to have one on his head, so with CRR Dying yet to have his, but mind this particular play here.
Scream dropping it down. DORITO with the corner gets one. Doesn't get side up. Side 50-50 into the wall, but the shot on target. Scream saving it, putting it away. Dying straight down into the middle. Once again, DORITO is quicker than anyone else, and Scream messes it up with the post. And CRR has an open net to shoot at. He wouldn't miss those.
And this is just what happens when you put a crown on somebody's head and just unfortunately trips up here. Cruel Graham. Maybe Scream was only a cling and the CRR has eventually been knocked off here. There's no beauty in the mud here. They're back into this war.
Dropping it down low. DAVOOF couldn't help out with the 50 though. Dying back into the middle, into the hands of DORITO, gets it forward. Psy's there earlier than anyone else, but not that Touch probably would have wanted. It's a giveaway to Dying, but Dying gives it away right back to DAVOOF. I guess it is Christmas season after all.
I hate Christmas.
Of course you do.
Didn't you tell?
Well, we move on from the angry Santa Man and Danny Boy. We see that the Christmas gift keeps on gifting itself. DORITO gets a free open net to shoot at.
And while Spooks is trying to move along like the kid star in a particular Christmas film that we won't mention the name, but that one's found a home. Will he be alone this Christmas? Who knows?
Why are you like this?
Do you like it?
Oof. To the side, Scream can't follow it up himself. DAVOOF tried to follow it up actually. PZY nowhere to be found because he got demoed. Put back into the defensive corner. PZY though can't challenge this. It's into the hands of DAVOOF. DAVOOF to Scream. Scream from the ceiling. Back to PZY. Maybe no, just shot from himself. Scream doesn't need anybody else.
Well, we might be talking about films, an earlier blockbuster. We have sequels and potentially trilogies. A man with a 3 powers it up with a 3. 3 game all around.
I'm just waiting. Is Scream gonna get his hat trick to add another 3? Or just gonna go to overtime and have to wait a bit longer, dying with the flippers into CRR, but CRR can get a connection to it. DORITO with 50 going against him. Scream, he is up, he's dangerous, he's quick, but his shot saved.
Dang, one bounce here, unkindly. Bobbles and wobbles away here. And this one with PZY, he has an option, second touch, that's wonderful!
You said it's a king, but I think Hanover is actually a knight, the way to keep on fighting. Not willing to give up against this beast of an Spartan team.
Well, you asked for a knight, here he is, my lady. It is a royal feast here while they're jabbering and thrusting. It will be, unfortunately, the gallops of their horses here. Scream and DAVOOF here will be linking up themselves. Well, unfortunately, they're not as good as Sir Arthur at the table.
PZY, the man in shining armor will shine a bit more, will be destined by CRR. This time around, though, Scream. Sit down, smart play, beats people out. CRR in an awkward position now needs a bit of help from his team. No one really helping him out though. The ball into the hands of Scream once again. And 1v1, here we go again. He's done it before, he does it again.
And you ask for number 3 itself. The hat-trick man able to do once again. And the Spanish might not have an answer in 17 seconds. They might have it in a series. But it is Scream who has taken off in game 3.
He's making the fence Scream right now. He's doing fabulous things. I think he may have heard you, Danny, saying that he may be not one of the more mechanical players in his team. Well, his 1-for-1 situational awareness has been great, has been lethal. PZY, 3 shot on target, and a 6 to the name.
And you might have seen a few tournaments in North America of late here. This is the European region here, the top table, showing exactly why we play the game out.
A team that most probably would put just on the edge of making RLCS, if even that. And once again, of course, the kickoff. Of course, thank you. Thank you for always going for the fake challenges. It's funny though, but it is something to note. A team that most would not put at the top of RLCS, maybe barely put into RLCS in Hanover Esports. Taking down 2/3 of complexity, Danny.
Could you say that again?
Taking out 2/3 of complexity. And it's not like Dying is a player you can forget easily either. Dying is still one of the hot prospects in Europe, still one of the better players that you could look at for a pickup. And they're playing well, they're playing really well. But so is Hanover, they're not giving them any inches.
We have spent approximately 6 months of an off season. We have sat with over 13 different casters and analysts on this very channel debating on which player you should be picking up, who is the hot topic. Well, we're seeing one quite now here, and unfortunately, not unfortunately, quite literally fortunate that the man that has coached PZY himself here is showing exactly why he should be being pushed to the top end of the spectrum here. If he's doing this against a 2/3 of a top end team itself, why shouldn't he be?
I can sing praises for PZY all I want, but this man is the one that's getting all the praises from me in this game. Scream, he's been on a tear this series. He's looking like he is on top of a mountain, but he gets toppled down by Dying.
Unfortunately, that was an avalanche. We give praise to PZY, and unfortunately, tumbles all the way down, humbled surely. And just like that, Dying, DORITO and CRR, 3 very experienced players. They're not taking kindly to 6-3 humbling.
Slowing it down once again with the air dribble, just trying to be annoying, and it forces them into a double commit once again out of the Spartan team. The double commit is what's holding them back the most. Good bump on Psydo, and it opens up so much freedom, so much space. Die with quick shot.
DAVOOF Whips it, CR with a follow through. It will be dropped down, but a good catch by Scream. Oh, this could be good. Could it be? We talked about ideas of 50s followed through. It will be tip tie up, and Scream's been battered and bruised that time around here. A few wounds here on the car, and DAVOOF has smartly put that one wide.
Smart play, you see that it still opens up space because that's how quick CRR and Dying are. But let's not forget DORITO. Look at him, he is already opening up space by bumping DAVOOF, making him jump.
I didn't realise you had the song still on. You know, let's jump around, you know. But don't think many people know that song.
Well, the ball will be jumping around the field even a bit more often right now. This pass into the middle. CRR is quick once again. Scream gets a good 50 though, but it's into a dangerous spot. DORITO slows it down, and it's working for him. It's so awkward when a player that speeds up every single time stops and slows down.
And that's why these are players that have won regionals. This is why you look at some of the top teams and you go, what makes them different? It's that ability just to flick the switch and adapt to the game here. And that is just the switch turning into a power surge. Electric stuff already.
PZY showing everyone around, being like, hey, did you forget about me? I'm still around, you know, CRR World Champion.
Oh, who cares?
I care, as it's another title to his name. Maybe we'll see a couple more, but this man, DORITO, plenty of titles to his name as well. PZY gets it cleared though. CRR getting it stuck into the corner once more.
We talked about one night, 2 nights, and we now have the 3rd night here. We grab a 4th one. We might have a game of chess here. It's been so far checkers, but it has elevated to a much more complex game. It's DAVOOF, up it goes, followed to DORITO. CRR will take over, control, position itself!
Match. That is what you want to see. You want the chess. Well, this is the set. And that's the match.
And it's been a while since I've been on this channel to say this, and I'm a big fan of Gotham chess. He's had the rook, the bishop, the queen, all taken off the board. And unfortunately, even time itself cannot save the king here.
Dying, looking for maybe another one to his name. 4 goals, more than half the game to go. It is a possibility to take the win still here for Hanover. Let's not forget, they were 3-1 down in their previous match, and they won that one 4-3, but this is a bit of a tougher opponent, I would say.
A bit.
It's a small step up. You know, both, one is a world champion, the other one, not.
Yeah, fair point. I went with massive more.
Scream. Onto the side, DORITO misses the ball right there. Opens it up, back to Scream. Shot a bit too high. Maybe the move or PZY could follow it up, but it's still safe by Dying.
Cruel game sometimes. But when you're losing already by 4, that one will sting even more.
So horrible. DORITO though. Yep, he is showing you what he's capable of doing, and he gets the setup for CRR. PZY tried his best, got one save, but it wasn't enough.
No, it's not. Get a box of tissues. There might be tears here on Hanover's side.
And this is the big thing with this Spartan side. And one thing that I will always compliment DORITO and Dying probably as well, but CRR also on. Once they get that lead, once they start walking, they start running, and they don't give you an inch to work with.
Nice to see that the process of this one is so number 6 moves across here. Can I just say, Spain, stop scoring too many good goals. Our social media manager's going to be unhappy. He wants to put them all out, but he can't at the moment.
Galo was already complaining before about how many good goals there were, and he couldn't upload all of them. It's just gotten worse because, let's be honest, the Spartan is just a clip factory machine.
And I thought we had one clip hitter in the form of Psycho on the broadcast at one point. This is just ridiculous.
It doesn't end. It doesn't stop. And you can tell that the game is just done when those types of shots are not going in for Hanover. It's just a game that isn't going to go your way.
It's not even a case of going your way. You've just been outright said no to.
The wall's been put up. I didn't know we had those in chess, Danny.
Well,
Is this the
apparently there's new
equivalent to a
rules.
cat laying on the board?
No,
Not allowing you
I
to
think
move
this,
the pieces.
I would love to see that on the World Championship match. CRR Jog just hops onto the table and says, nope, we're not playing anymore.
Well, you're not playing. The other side is still allowed to keep moving forward, still allowed to create some damage.
That means what, the pieces are moving across like a Harry Potter special.
Well, double commit right there for this challenge, and finally a goal appears. I do wonder what's going on with the defensive end right here, as two people commit right away for this shot that was not a shot from Sai.
I'm not even going to analyze that.
There is no analyzing it. They both just went straight for it. Right. Scream is already up. He missed the ball. This is what happens when we know a series is done or a game is done, and people are just having fun with it.
Welcome to the podcast section of the broadcast, everybody. As goal number 7 eventually gets tapped on in there. I hate when people do that.
That's why I do it.
I'm not
7-1.
talking
I
to you.
mean, yeah. The game was done before it even begun, to be honest.
Yeah. And, no.
Of course not.
You can't say Brazil like that and score another one. Have to finish it.
You can. Just make
Yeah,
it
but
8-2 and then it's a Bayern Barcelona. You know? Also good.
Yeah, or they could have stopped at 7-0 and it would have been a Liverpool and United scoreline. Welcome to the Gary's Neville podcast, everybody. You brought up United.
United has done something good in the past. Recent
Like
form is
what?
not that, though. I would say the defense of Hanover this game has looked like Maguire on United, but the problem is it hasn't been Hanover's fault. It's been just East Spartan being really good on offensive end. And that's the thing that these players, what you expect kind of from dying CRR and Dorito, you expect them to be that strong on the offensive end, expect them to be that good when taking shots, when going for solo plays.
Well, you would expect it, but whether the case of the delivery actually matches the execution, that's the main question. And well, so far we've had 4 games of an answer, I would say, inconclusive because we don't have a winner yet.
Oh, no, Dorito! Dorito! I don't think I've ever seen such a brutal steal! I don't think I've heard Danny laugh like this in a long while, but that may have been the rudest steal in ages. CRR did everything perfectly, and Dorito just bumps him out of the way to take the final shot.
No, I disagree on this one now. No, he didn't do anything. He didn't do everything perfect. He should have scored it. I'm sorry, I'm going to the Roy King style of books here. If you're going for a crunching tackle, you pretty sure it's a 2-footer. That was fabulous.
I do wonder what the voice comms are like at those moments. Probably something we cannot send out on this stream, but probably still lovely as the team up coming out from the DAVOOF to PZY, at least trying to create something. This ball back into the head of Dorito. From the ceiling, straight on down, straight on shot. He doesn't want to give it to CRR, and this may become a bit of an eternal dilemma, where CRR doesn't want to give it to Dorito, and Dorito does not want to give it to CRR.
Oh, and there's some comms that I've been in a couple of years ago, literally all what it was the seagulls in Finding Nemo, where you just went moins, 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 moins.
Oh no, fabulous goal from Dorito. Nothing wrong.
You could have slotted in home better.
If we could have given a yellow card to a team player, then yes, we would have done that. But sadly enough, he has to walk away scot-free. As PZY passed to the middle, DAVOOF was up, and so was DORITO. Big booming clear coming out as well. Scream, dropping it down low. It's a good bounce up into the air. This could set him something up for something special. PZY with the flip. Uses it so early though.
And thankfully, I think James didn't make comment on the FA when he made reference of it. Thankfully, Spooks isn't a referee. Last man making a challenge like that would have been a straight red card. But yes, we've had some fabulous moments. We've had some hilarity. But Hanover is having a hangover in itself here. Scream drops far too back and shoots it too far and too close to the keeper.
But the passing plays are being awoken right now in Hanover. That's something to look forward to. It's only one goal. It hasn't been anything else really. CRR could pass in the middle. Is there someone back, or is it just a free road for DORITO? He's trying to make it one, but sadly enough, there was a bus parked right in his path.
Scream able to get this one. Fortunately, there's no bus route here, but there is a few stoppages along the way. DAVOOF, soft touch, gentle. Tries to caress at DORITO. He's certainly not going to. He will feign a direct line route here. What a save! But it's DAVOOF on the other side. Scream, bumper ball, but unfortunately in the middle of the space, not getting it. Goal the other end.
PZY had the backflip. It went against him. The ball was too quick for him to read. And DORITO says, thank you very much, CRR, for another free open net to shoot at.
Sometimes you would like a fourth man, wouldn't you?
It would be interesting, but can you imagine how chaotic it is where CRR gets bumped by DORITO after setting up that play, and then DORITO gets bumped by the other guy to take the goal away?
Never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then he's suffering from memory loss. I'm still remembering it like it was yesterday, even though it was just 5 minutes ago, to be honest. This ball into the hands of DORITO. Forwards to Dying. Dying has a shot. Just perfect.
And remember me at this point, yeah. Because unfortunately the paperclip has been lost on your screens. This one is a Spanish special. It's been a whirlwind so far. 1 minute 41 left here. Hanover did have a lead in the series at one point with 6-2, but they awoken the beast, and unfortunately they cannot contain it.
I think the beast has been awoken just from good vibes right now. Because the way DORITO, Dying, and CRR are playing, it just screams like they're having fun while doing it. And that's such an important thing to have while playing this game. A good mental.
Certainly so. And PZY set up here from a screen pass too. There is a potential chance here to get a goal here. Left it goes, and unfortunately that's the comms slightly dipped away here, which suggests that this game is done. And match point looks very much here in the side of orange, but it is the glistening yellow and red banner of the Spanish flag leading this one.
DORITO leaving it alone for Dying. Maybe it goes to the middle for CRR to get his goal, but this one goes to the other end. And never say never, it's still a possibility to take this win right here, but you need to get those types of goals on target. Dying though, gets the transition with 0 boost even.
That's a good blockage by Scream. Able to have an option or two here, but it once again will fall into the hands of DAVOOF here. Back in the middle, not ideal. Somebody should be on the end of this here, not happening. And Scream! Well, we all scream for ice cream, but we're not kids around here. It's the man himself.
I hope it tastes well, the ice cream flavor you're going for. I'm more of a vanilla man, as this was a vanilla goal. Quite easy and simple, but it's at least in.
I prefer bubblegum, but I'm all out of gum.
Good child.
I am around you.
Well, we move on from the kiddish behavior from Danny. We see that the vibes are still very jolly and happy over on the end of a Spartan warrior. Still going with the good vibes, going with the back passes. Even though it's gonna bite them back one day, but not today.
Kill could be today itself, though. Let's not forget this. Our series is not a best of 5. It will wrapped up this point quite nicely. Actually, our best of 7 for a grand final will force them to serve it out one more time here. But frankly, it is one of those games that you look at and you sort of going, can we have more? It is like an Oliver Twist special.
I think the worst part for Hanover, to be a bit more realistic here, is that PZY is being shut down, quite simply. he has not been able to take his control. He's not been able to take his game to the next level. And you're right now relying on Scream to be your offensive man, when in reality he's supposed to be more of your second or third man cleaning things up. If PZY can get going again like he did in the earlier series and in the earlier matches, Hanover can definitely pull this back. But right now, all the momentum is going into the favor of Spartan Warriors.
And that is the key thing off it. We talked about words that has been the title or the top of the page itself. Momentum was one, speed has been another one. Do know the man himself may be floating around here, but will be Scream from the back lines here, solidly planted onto the ground side. He's been your magic man, Mr. Wonderful here, but will he have a chance? It has been removed by the last man.
DAVOOF over onto the wall, back to PZY, maybe a double. Not coming out, CRR blocks it up. It's DAVOOF. No funny goals this time around right from the get-go, but DAVOOF does get it into the middle. Tries to block it up once more. There's PZY, quick shot, a bit too high and easily put away by DORITO.
DAVOOF, nice bit of clearance. Blocked out by the midline. If we had the Crafters here, he would be enjoying the battle there, but unfortunately the warp still being carried out here, and that's on target. It will be saved though, but what if that is a potential moment here? DAVOOF once again trying to force it all the way from the back lines.
And the boost amounts are starting to run dry right now. They need to grab something to replenish themselves. DORITO slowing it down. That's a smart play that gives time for the boost to respawn and to get them. But DAVOOF one into the middle. Can't get another one though. It's PZY transitioning it forward. Beautiful play, beautiful bump. It's not enough. No follow-up.
DAVOOF chasing it down. Not able to get on to the hold off it here. PZY once more blocked it goes. Scream's not willing. They're sitting with the two-man deep here. We've been here before here. They know they're against match point here, and PZY's trying to cause a bit of problem. Scream removes one here. DAVOOF with it. Wrong position, forcing here. The chasing man as dying, able to look onto it and smiles, and he knows he's got them where he wants them.
We've gone from chess to tennis right now as the ball keeps on ping-ponging between these two sides. It's Scream right now, looking for a bump, can't get it. CRR flicks it high. There's a follow-up coming, but DAVOOF was first. Drops it down low, smart little play, and CRR doesn't want to bite to this. Doesn't want a piece of this pie.
Scream. Touch moves across here. Thankfully, we have no umpire to see where the line is going. Laid off, too high, and DORITO moves it. Scream gets a very fortuitous touch in the grand scheme of things here. Back in the middle, what's a 50 here? It pierced the defensive armour, but there will be an option downfield. It is one to the left here. Bump not occurred.
Good 50 there by Scream, looking for maybe getting it into the middle. PZY looking for a bump, maybe he can get it. He fights it, and Scream gets it to his name.
And there is only half a game. You might have talked about Kings. This one is an Emperor's Walk, imperious at 2. And will we have one beating the rest of it?
He guided the ball into the net. Maybe he can guide another one. They don't need it, but they need to stay alive right now. Cannot let in those easy, quick kickoff goals that we've seen before. PZY once again into the middle. Can't get a touch himself. The move from the 50, but it's in the hands of DORITO. DORITO, please stop going back to your own net.
The man cannot help but coach his former student, screaming at the top of the box.
No, this is DORITO.
Well, it could be any of them. You could be maybe his future coach, who knows?
If the future only was that bright, but it's looking quite bright right now for Hanover. The future's great, the future is good, but you need to keep it going a bit more longer. Because Scream, that ball needs to go into the middle.
DAVOOF, bump, and it will be Scream, top left, will be into the middle. The Spanish Arcada moving straight down, whips it away, and what might have been hope for 3 young aspiring players in the grand scheme of things, whipped away by chiseled veterans.
One simple counter, one simple play, dying, gets the open net, gets the free goal. That is all it took for Hanover's hope to be diminished, but it's still not out. There's still a light shining through the darkness right now, Danny. They just need to hold on to it.
The lighthouse has been kept on for some time here, and the keeper looking to keep the brightness lit here, but will it be dimmed at any point here? That's a touch that may let the limbs down here. It's DAVOOF, Scream side. That's a strong 50. There's not many players left onto the pitch here.
couldn't challenge this one. DAVOOF went high. Still gets a good 50 though, but this one in awkward position for Scream. Gets it to the side. There's DORITO. One touch pass one, but the second one into the middle. Once again, Scream with the goal line save. Barely getting through it.
Dying, chasing back. Say with 150 here, not good enough. Low boost in the grand scheme of things. What a challenge by Scream. Lot of guts, courage. DAVOOF is sweating though. It is, mind you, that's a demo that will take a player out.
Of course, DORITO finds a way to steal demo PZY even if he's in the air, blocking off that challenge. Dying with this touch into the middle. It's not what he would have wanted, and DORITO can't do much with this. Trying to maybe get it into the middle, leaves it alone. PZY now in the air. Maybe gets demoed once more. Doesn't get bumped. Leaves some space open, but Scream gets blocked by CRR.
DAVOOF sees it, saw the pop down, turns on it. Scream's last man here will get a touch at least. How much will it at least alleviate a potential counter or start one of their own here? PZY into the middle, should be goal number 2. Blocked it by the man himself. Dying once more into the middle, blocked it goes. We might have OT, but it could be a last second surprise.
The goal is open. It goes all the way to the other end, overplayed with fire, but in the end, they got burned by DORITO.
Somebody might see a band-aid to be cut across here. Shouldn't have ended like that. Should have been an OT. And unfortunately, it is 3 Spanish players that will hold gold tonight.
Was it necessary? Was it deemed a worthy sacrifice to push there near the end for that one final goal? Maybe not, but Hannover deemed it a worthy try. But in the end, they got burned from it. They lost it. They couldn't go to overtime because of it. And that means we have our victors in Spartan Warriors. They fought for it. It wasn't easy, Danny, but they made it look fun.
Well, certainly so there. No real bad moments there, just a blunder in itself there. It has been a technical game in the grand scheme, but unfortunately when you just have that key second to make a decision, you either go all in or go home, and sadly home was the answer.
And I will say, to finish off this year with the European Rocket League, it being done in this manner is really something, because I enjoyed this match so much. This was one of the better ones.
Well, that's been a fantastic match here. We started the year, funny enough, with the RLCS in the SAM region back, I believe, on the 29th of January. Relic and I cast it the last particular evening. It's been a pleasure, as always, to have you, the legs of the whole crew, Boyo, Crafter, Bacon, Jotter Jam, Soap, and Swaces, and many more. The likes of Paul Shepherd, Cheesecake, Ben, and of course, many that has been worked behind the scenes that you do not know. This, sadly, is the last of the Rocket of 2023 here. We hope you've enjoyed a year's worth of broadcast, but there is one more rendezvous. That is, unfortunately, we have to wait for January the 4th here. One last go, and we'll do this all over again, but the RLCS is around the corner too. It is, of course, a Merry Christmas from all of us, a Happy New Year. Of course, spread the love and stay safe during this holiday time.